I liked FF13, but I know a lot of people didn't. Sure, it didn't have the magic of some of the older Final Fantasy games, but I still had a lot of fun with it. Believe it or not, but Final Fantasy XIII was the fastest selling game in the series, selling over 1.7 million copies in the first 2 weeks. This episode of Know the Facts is going to look at some of the things that you probably didn't know about Final Fantasy XIII. Prior to the Final Fantasy XIII release, Japanese beverage company Suntory released a drink titled Elixir. This drink came with 16 variations of 350ml collectible cans, each with a different character imprinted. Some of them even came with collectible figures. If anyone managed to try one of these, let me know how it tasted. Here's one for you pervy teens out there. Within the game's data, there is a naked model of Vanille. What makes this so interesting is that this character has nipples, which is pretty rare when modeling characters. But who can deny that that's a pretty sexy set of pixels? Speaking of Vanille, according to the Final Fantasy XIII Ultimania, at one point Square Enix considered making Vanille the official main character of the game. This idea was later trashed as they had already released a trailer and various artworks featuring Lightning as the main protagonist. A few other major points were changed through development. Fang was originally supposed to be a man, but had a sex change when the developers decided to drop Sarah as a playable party member. They also dropped an entire dungeon which was originally called the 7th Arc. Fans recently discovered this hidden in the code of the PC version of Final Fantasy XIII. It was initially going to be a hidden facility designed to train Fal'Cie. It also contained a super boss named Nemesis. Some of this cut content was eventually reused in Final Fantasy XIII too. Sazh was clearly the standout character for me in Final Fantasy XIII. That throat is something I will never forget. Did you know that his appearance was based off the singer Lionel Richie?
Know just what to do, and I want to tell you so much. I love you.
Here is an Easter egg for you. If the player spins the analog stick around in the game, the associated character will stop and, do something different than just stand there. Any Durarara fans out there? If so, did you notice that in episode 12, there's a poster featuring Snow, Lightning, Sazh and Vanille? It's been manipulated quite a bit, but it's clear if you know what you're looking for, such as Lightning's traditional sitting pose. Have you recognized the voices of the Final Fantasy XIII characters in other media? Code Geass is an awesome anime, and the character Schneizel is voiced by the same guy that played Snow.
With no hesitation whatsoever, the Emperor would have grabbed it. I've now learned just a bit about what kind of man you really are, Zero.
Schneizel.
Our favorite Lightning is also voiced by the same actress as Liara from Mass Effect.
It's been 2 years. We're different people.
Finally, Hope is voiced by the same person that voices Phineas in Phineas and Ferb.
Yes, we would be Spider-Man. If we actually did it, but like I said, I don't think we did.
In Chapter 9, the voice actor even uses the Phineas voice in a flashback when Hope was a child.
Mommy?
Do you remember the PlayStation 3 Tech Demo for Final Fantasy VII? Well, if it wasn't for that, FF13 would have been released on the PlayStation 2. It was a positive reception of this tech demo that convinced the developers to move the game to the PS3. All I can say is thank God they're remaking it for the PS4. Thank you, God! We all love Nobuo. He is a musical genius. Unfortunately, this was the first main Final Fantasy title that he wasn't involved in. But more interesting is that it's the first core title not to feature some sort of remix of the traditional prelude or the victory fanfare. These are both absolute staples of the series. Alrighty, let's end this episode with style. Did you know that Sazh, Lightning, Hope and Snow stylishly modelled new outfits for the Prada 2012 Men's Spring and Summer collection? This was Hellfire RPGs. Please like and subscribe for more Know the Facts and RPG videos. Until next time.
怖くなかった二人で明日